P. Anbalgan, IS Principal Secretary, Industries Department, Government of Maharashtra, he arrived. May I now request the dignitaries on the dais to kindly go for lighting of the Holy Lamp. Madhupanda, if you would assist.
सरस्वती दीपक सरस्वती अंदर ले कर %10 है वो इसको लाइट बढ़ा दे
बरोबर आहे
माईक जातोय
आज आपण टेस्ट केलेला तो
अच्छा नको हां बरोबर
Thank you
आहे
केलेला
for
तो
doing the honors. May I now request Ms. Sangeeta Jain, Chairperson, Maharashtra Film Council, Indian Chamber of Commerce, to welcome our chief guest for today's program, Dr. Anbalgan, with a Uttari.
हां
डिले है ना डिले होईल ना
वेळ आहे क्या हुआ
बरोबर बरोबर
The other dignitaries, Mr. Mangal, Director General, DRDO,
हे बघ आपल्या आवडीचं
आणि माईक बरोबर
Mr. Akre, Deputy Director, IIT Bombay, Mr. Senchuan Ha, MD and Chief Representative from Changwonam Economic Promotion Agency, South Korea.
बरोबर आहे
Thank you, Ms. Jain, for doing the honors. May I now request you to kindly deliver the opening remarks and set the tone for this program. Thank you.
So much, I would say Dr. Rajiv Singh and Mr. Bhushan Agarwal did speak to me before when I took up this opportunity. Thank you so much. Well, good morning and welcome to the ICT World Technology Convention 2026. Today we gather here at a defining moment in history, and where technology is no longer just transforming industries, but reshaping economies, governance, and our everyday life. Artificial intelligence, digital infrastructure, advanced manufacturing, and data ecosystems are converging to create a world that is more intelligent, connected, and dynamic than ever before. And in today's world, technology evolves so fast that sometimes the software update arrives before we've even figured out the previous version. But this transformation demands more than innovation alone. It calls for responsibility,
collaboration, and a shared vision for inclusive growth. Over the next 2 days, this convention, organized with the Indian Chamber of Commerce, will bring together policymakers, industry leaders, entrepreneurs, and innovators to explore opportunities across sectors, including energy, defense, aerospace, AI, fintech, agri-tech, medtech, green tech, mobility, cybersecurity, and the circular economy. India's own digital journeys demonstrates the power of technology as a force for inclusion. Over the past decade, digital platforms have expanded financial inclusion, improved governance, strengthened healthcare access, and empowered millions across urban and rural India, like from the AI-driven healthcare and smart infrastructure to smart space technology, supporting agriculture and disaster management. Innovation today is touching lives at every level. At the same time, we must acknowledge the challenges ahead. AI adoption remains uneven, and organizations continue to face barriers such as skill gaps, legacy systems, cybersecurity concerns, and fragmented data ecosystems. To truly unlock the next phase of growth, we must invest in stronger digital infrastructure, cloud ecosystems, interoperability, and local language AI capabilities. Most importantly, the future cannot be built in silos. Governments, industry, academia, and innovators must work together to ensure that technology remains ethical, accessible, and sustainable. I encourage all participants to use this platform not only to exchange ideas, but to build partnerships that can shape the future. Because ultimately, technology will not be judged by how advanced it becomes, but by how many lives it improves. With these words, I warmly welcome you once again to the ICC World Technology Convention and wish you productive and inspiring deliberations ahead. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ms. Jain, for perfectly setting the tone for the next 2 days. May I now request Professor Milind Atre, Deputy Director, Indian Institute of Technology, Mumbai. They are our knowledge partner to deliver the special address. Professor Atre.
Good morning, dignitaries on the dais and in this audience. First of all, thank you very much for having IIT Bombay as a knowledge partner. IIT Bombay values such relationships. Well, Make in India is what the mantra is today, and IIT Bombay is very much in front to take care of various activities, and what was just said, the collaboration and collaborative research is what we value the most. At IIT Bombay today, and I will, as an academic institute, I would like to highlight more and more activities that we are doing at IIT Bombay. And you can possibly understand from the very basics that we almost take research projects worth 700 crores a year and execute this projects coming from different governments, sectors, different ministries, international collaborations, and of course the industries, which are very important stakeholders. But what is most important here is not to do only the research, but we all believe in translation of this research that happens in the laboratories at IIT Bombay. And there are at least 500 PhDs happen every year. But these research scholars who actually deliver in terms of development and research, We would not like this research to be limited to the laboratories, and therefore we would like to translate this research that happens in laboratory to the public good, for the public good. And there comes our business incubator called SIGN, Society for Innovation and Entrepreneurship, where we have seen that the research that is happening based on the PhD students, based on the faculty members, gets converted to proper developmental work, get into industry, startups. And till now, we have got at least 2 IPOs generated from our business incubator and an unicorn. And today you can see Skyroot has also been announced that it will be the next unicorn. But just a month back, we had a Sedimac as a company which became IPO. And very importantly, the founder of this company is a professor from mechanical engineering department to which I belong to. So he's my colleague. But he is not only the professor, but he has got his 5 PhD students as co-founders. Now, this is what we believe as the best thing that happened in Indian academia, that the professors, who is a PhD from Berkeley, IIT Madras, Berkeley, and he joined us. And you can imagine that with his 5 PhD students, he has started this company, which became an IPO just a month back, right in this BKC area. But that shows where are we heading towards. And I can name more and more company getting into this called Atomberg, for example, and ImmunoAct, a cancer related therapy that has come from Professor Rahul Purwar. Again, he's a Harvard professor who is working at IIT Bombay, and the research in the laboratory is getting converted into proper action, proper vaccine. And this is what we would like to aim forward to. So when we talk about world technology, when we talk about technologies generated in the Indian academia, we would not like to have the same teaching to be done, research to be done, but we would now like to be acknowledged by the technologies that are coming from academia. So IIT Bombay, IIT Madras, Delhi are showing the path, and I'm sure many other institutes will follow. What is most important is the industries are coming on board now. I mean, earlier I can see that the industries were first, wanted everything on the platter. As an academia, we can't give everything on the platter because, of course, it's a research at TRL 3 or TRL 4. We would like industries to onboard with us, collaborate with us, and take it ahead from where we are. And from that point of view, we have also come up with a research park on the campus. The research park is a place where we've got at least 60 industries right on the campus. And this research park is on the campus not because of real estate, but they are on the campus here to work with professors, to have a joint PhD students working with them, to have our students as interns, master students as interns, and do consultancy work from professors. So this is a completely different change. In Mumbai, if you got a industry sitting half a kilometer away from where your lab is, it adds value. It's at immense value. And now, very many company from, let's say, JSW, for example, or Murata from Japan, they have all their offices right on the campus here. It's a 14-storied building where such state-of-the-art premises have been, in addition to that, auditorium, conference room, etc., etc. And if you are not come, please do visit IIT Bombay on this. And if you want to really have your research team stationed on the campus of IIT Bombay, I'm sure it will be a big value addition to the research that you have been doing. More importantly, the startups that graduated from our business incubator, let's say Idea Forge or Atomberg, have got their manufacturing facilities outside in Pune and in Airoli, but they have again come back to Research Park to do further research and further technology development, further products to be developed. And that's a big change. The third thing that we are doing at IIT Bombay is to teach entrepreneurship. We now give a minor degree in entrepreneurship, which is an important thing. And an entire pipeline is getting set up that students have understood the value of IP, marketing, business plan, and pitching in front of investor with the deep tech venture that they would like to be doing. So this is a huge change. Again, for last 10 years, this is again funded by one of our alumni, Bharat Desai, Intel managing director. And we have got now DS center on the campus where BTech minor program has started. And the fourth big thing I will just announce that we have just started 2 months back is a new company, and they're all companies. They are not government, this thing, they're all Section 8 companies, not for profit. We have started a new company called TRIST, which is a Translational Research Center, where we would like to take industry projects and deliver it to them. So suppose somebody want to develop a robo, for example, with ISRO or with DRDO, we would like to develop this as a proper company using 768 professors sitting on the campus. They are act as consultant. So Translational Research Center is the biggest change. They are all sitting on the same campus. In addition to that, we have got 200 very high-end sophisticated instruments sitting on the campus. Where pharma company, we got a high-end NMR, X-rays, microscopes, can be used by all the industries, can be used by all academic institutes. And these are all made available to all the industries and all the academic institutes on just payment of a token money. So what I'm saying is, in addition to teaching and research now, we got 14,000 students on the campus, including 500 postdoc students. There's a huge brain sitting on the campus now. And taking advantage of the situation elsewhere, we would like to welcome all our diaspora, all our scientists, all our students sitting abroad who would like to come back to India. Our doors are open to all of them. So I believe with these changes that are happening in academic institutes, we would like to create technology in India for India using all manufacturing segments that are exist in India, but the client could be world over. And based on the ministry's input, and you may possibly have heard that we are taking 125 startups now to France. What is called as Bharat Innovate. In the next month, 14, 15, 16th of June, we are taking 125 startups from all over India. And IIT Bombay is a nodal point. We have done all the selection, and we are taking all these companies to showcase the research and the translation that have happened in India to showcase it to the world. So this is a big change, Bharat Innovate, that is going to happen in the next month, just before the G7 meet that happens in France. So with this, you can understand the whole academic institute like IITs are transforming. But transformation is where we want industries to play a very important role, technologies to play a very important role, and our whole focus will be on joint collaboration, joint development. We understand that industries cannot pay that much of time on the research, wherein we would like academic institute play a very important role in this segment. So thank you very much for having me here, and I wish next 2 days is going to be real collaborative, and many projects of this nature will emerge out from this convention. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Atre, for such wonderful deliberation. We came to know of so many things which was unknown to us and to the technology community. Really inspiring. You are inspiring, and we will aspire. May I now request Mr. Seng Chuang Ha, Managing Director and Chief Representative from Chungonam Do Economic Promotion Agency, South Korea, to kindly come and share his special deliberation. Mr. Ha.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Seung Chang Ha, and I'm the Chief Representative of SEPA India, where we work to connect business from Korea with India and help them find the right partners. You may also call me the Seung Chang, Managing Director of SEPA India. I have been living in India for the past 15 years, and during this time, India has truly become my second home. Yeah. First of all, I would like to thank the Indian Chambers of Commerce for inviting me and for organizing this B2B event. It's a great platform for companies to meet, talk, and explore new business opportunities. Last month, we also hosted a fully funded B2B meeting event in Korea. Indian buyer around 15 company and 16 peoples we invited for Chungcheongnam-do exhibition. So, and Korean company has a very productive discussions. We saw strong interest and real business potential and I am happy to see the same kind of energy here today. The business relationship between India and Korea is growing steadily. Korean companies are investing in India, and Indian companies are also looking at Korea for new opportunities. There is a strong cooperation in many sectors like manufacturing, automobiles, electronics, and startups. There is still a lot of untapped potential between our two countries. With more communication and cooperation, we can achieve much more together. Today's B2B meetings are very important because they help companies connect directly and build real partnerships. We also going to sign on MOU today between SEPA India and the Indian Chambers of Commerce. This will help us work more closely and support more business cooperation in the future. So I strongly believe that the future of India-Korea business relationship is very bright. With the trust and cooperation, we can create many successful partnerships together. I look forward to seeing great results from today's meetings. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Ha, for such a warm speech and really considering India to be your second home. People like you make, the bilateral trade becomes look attractive, bright, and futuristic. Thank you once again from India. May I now request Mr. L.C. Mangal, Director General DRDO, to share his special address with us. Not every day, ladies and gentlemen, we get opportunity to hear such distinguished people. So thank you, Mr. Mangal, for acceding to our request and coming in this platform. It's all yours now.
Good morning. Dr. Anbal Balgan, Principal Secretary Industry, Maharashtra. Mr. Shangjang Ha, MD, Economic Promotion Agency, South Korea. Dr. Rajveer Singh, DG, Indian Chamber of Commerce. Professor Milind Atre, Deputy Director, IIT Bombay. Madam Sangeeta Jain, Chairperson, Maharashtra State Council for Indian Chamber of Commerce. Distinguished gathering and friends. I am delighted that I am part of the ICC 100th year of existence celebrations in the form of Technology for Make in India. Under the honorable inspiration of Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, India has transformed in last 10 years with this Make in India initiative. The first preference for Indian defense industry is now the Make in India products. If things are not available from India, then only government is asking the military to import. So that is the paradigm shift in our approach to how we equip our Indian armed forces. If you look at this year's budget, Indian government allocated 7.85 lakh crore for Indian defense, out of which 29,000 crore, close to 29,000 crore was given to DRDO. DRDO's major thrust has been for development of indigenous technologies and systems for last 60 years or more, its existence. And recently, with inspiration from Honorable Prime Minister, DRDO is transforming to a new level where we are putting more emphasis on private sector research and development, collaborative R&D. If you take the figures, we are encouraging more and more technology transfer. Total close to 2,200 licensing agreements for TOT have been given. and 245 alone in 2025. Total 145 development cum production partners have been selected out of the industry and 13 alone in last year. If you look at the approach, earlier DRDO was doing every type of technology development in-house. But because of the complexity in technology, changing world scenario, complexity in warfare paradigm, more and more technology and involvement of research is R&D innovation is playing a role, and therefore it is required that complex technology is handled by a collaborative approach. Therefore, there is a huge shift in our approach where recently in last 5 years, we have created a lot of technology collaboration methods. Especially we have put a thrust on startup-led technology development, where if there is any risk, we are solving that risk through academic collaboration. So we are putting more emphasis on technology development through a fund called Technology Development Fund, where there is huge opportunity available to our small scale industries, startups, and in very specific cases, the large industries, where each project can be of 50 crore. And there, the academic content can be as high as 40%. So this type of collaborative development we are promoting, and especially in the recent emphasis on deep tech. We have identified 16 deep tech areas which have been subdivided into total 39 very micro level details we have worked out. And in each of them, we are pushing the technology through collaboration. Another method is the academia-led R&D. Here also, traditionally, academia has been doing a lot of research, blue sky research, fundamental research, basic research. Bottom-up approach we have been supporting, where any professor who is willing to explore unknown regions, we encourage them to take up projects of very, very low TRL, right from 0, 1, reaching up to 3, 4, by developing some feasibility report or prototyping. That was the traditional approach that we have been supporting without actually indicating what is our utilization plan, because we understand that as we support this type of effort, the knowledge base increases in the country, and somewhere or other it pays to us for future applications. However, in last 5 years, we have been putting a lot of emphasis on targeted R&D, which means that the research is to be directed. Translational research, what Professor Milind just mentioned. When we say targeted R&D means we have got certain technology roadmap. We have identified the futuristic systems based on the technology scanning and the world scenario, the conflict which are happening, analysis of them, and projections, where AI is playing a great role. Modeling and simulation, digital tools are playing a great role for identifying those projected world ConOps. According to that, we are working out the technology roadmaps and the systems which are required in future. Based on that, a top-down approach has been created for funding specific targeted technology projects. This again through an academia industry collaboration. So what we are saying is that any project that is given to to academia, necessarily an industry component has to be there. So which means that industry is having a great role to play, whether it is academic-led R&D or startup R&D, both places industry is there, and both places academia is also there. And R&D institutions like DRDO or any other scientific institution like CSIR, or you can say TIFR, or private lot of R&D institutions have come up. All of them are going to play a supporting role for identified niche, hand-holding requirements, mentoring requirements, any expertise for characterization, validation, and testing support. So this type of approach we have taken recently, and many of the things are being fine-tuned because now we want to accelerate it. We want to basically create a framework which some of the things which Professor mentioned just little while away, We are further fine-tuning actually. We are identifying the incubation centers spread across the country who can take up disruptive product development. Because those incubation centers will have a ecosystem in the form of experts sitting as professors, the technology-led R&D labs, which are available in all academic institutions, then the postdocs, which come out of those institutes as the human resource. So utilizing all of them, we want to basically now fund the disruptive product development. In that, there will be a framework where patent to product concept we will utilize. We are going to give opportunities to students who want to convert that technology or product to PhDs. So these are some of the new methods which we are now attempting. Formally, the scheme has not started, but we are fine-tuning them because we have to align with the requirements. India has such a huge human resource that is going untapped, and we want to basically utilize whatever is coming out of our academia. And we are taking a whole nation approach, not confined to only our premier institutions. Tier 2, Tier 3 cities are the main focus. And thereby, what we are doing is that rather than nominated projects, we are creating an all India open challenge competition so that any institution which has got a caliber, young professors who want to become entrepreneurs, professors who want to open up their startups can also participate so that we can create a chain reaction. Once some projects are successful, more and more professors will come forward to become entrepreneurs and vice versa. Things will become very, very fast. And what I feel is that Bharat Innovates 2026, which is happening next month in France, is again going to give us further direction on how to take up deep tech projects. We are awaiting that. Whatever action points are generated, earmarked for defense application, definitely we'll take them forward on a very faster pace. Deep tech, as you know, provides a lot of opportunities for dual use applications. Traditional technologies which we have been developing through our indigenous expertise, where a lot of content was imported. Today, our defense technology has got 65% indigenous content, which we want to take to 80 to 85%. How does it happen? Basically, you have to understand the complexity of science behind technology if you have to master it. And therefore, deep tech provides you the opportunity for mastering that technology, because if you look at analysis of deep tech across the world, its TRL is very low. Therefore, there is an opportunity for us to master it, create a leadership, create more avenues for students to take up those technology challenges, and thereby creating actual intellectual property so that our products are exportable. No product can be exported if it has got imported technology. So we want to create brand India, or you can say made in India, which is a subset of make in India. Our thrust is that let us create made in India products for defense through dual use technology, where one version is available for Indian military, another version is available for world export. So this is how we want to take it up. We encourage collaborative projects between academia and industry. I am not going specifics on specific technology because, as I said, 16 deep tech areas has got huge potential. Honorable RM has given us a direction that by 2030, let us create completely indigenous drone technology ecosystem in the country. This itself provides a huge opportunity for all types of technologies. Similarly, government has aimed that 75% of the semiconductor requirements, which Indian domestic defense production requires, or in fact, Indian civil applications also require. Let us target achieving 75% indigenous devices by 2030 and a leadership position by 2035. So how does it happen? By supporting grants like our schemes. A lot of schemes are available from various ministries. We need to synergize them we need to create an effective monitoring and hand-holding mechanism so that every scheme is good, but unless we create an effective monitoring and implementation strategy, I think it doesn't become successful. So we require to create synergetic implementation and hand-holding framework. We are expanding on the testing facilities, which are otherwise required for such kind of complex technology testing, especially deep tech. Very little is there as an infrastructure. I think government has to put a lot of focus. So I will request that ICC provides that feedback to government for creating state-of-the-art testing and basically integration framework for deep tech technology, because the future is deep tech. And if we take our Honorable Prime Minister's words, by 2047, let us create remarkable leadership in deep tech areas, identified deep tech areas where world-class products can be developed, which can be prototyped by 2040, and then engineered and tested and validated and inducted into our armed forces by 2047, when our nation attains 100 years. So let us target and work towards that. DRDO is geared up for that. We are transforming our policies. We are gearing up for a leaner organization, very effective organization. And in years to come, you will see the results. I am very thankful to the ICC management that they have invited me and make me part of this. And I congratulate the ICC management. Incidentally, ICC, as I know, in 1925, it was laid foundation through a visionary industrialist Ghanshyam Das Birlaji and his team. And I belong to an organization, to my alma mater, BITS Pilani, for which Ghanshyam Das Birla was founder chairman. So it is my privilege that I am part of this ICC event. And I assure you that whatever is industry requiring support for indigenous R&D, any kind of technology support, hand-holding required from DRDO or from Secretary Defense R&D Office, it is available. We need to sit together to iron out the difficulties that are available, and let us solve all of them and march ahead with much vigor and faster pace towards 2047. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mangal, for such a exhaustive deliberation. We get to know about so many schemes, etc., of Government of India. Now, the final moment has arrived. We would now like to request Dr. P. Anbalgan, IS Principal Secretary, Government of Maharashtra, Industries Department, to share his address with us. Please welcome him with a round of applause.
Good morning, respected Sri Mangalji, Director General Technology Management DRDO, Professor Atreji, Mr. Ha, Rajivji, Madam Sankeda, and all my friends from industry. First of all, a warm welcome to this ICC Technology World Technology Convention. So we are here, we have like an representative from the IIT and also the DRDO, which are the premier institutions for us. Basically, with the institutions for the change, institutions for the innovation, institutions for, of course, for whatever like we are doing probably in defense and aerospace, DRDO plays a very, very anchor role. First of all, I just congratulate ICC for this probably one of the finest moment, where for the another 2 days you will deliberate on almost most of the items of industry and services, and probably with major focus on technology. Coming to the state, I represent the state which is the largest subnational economy of the country. And probably we will cross 650 billion USD by end of this financial year. Now we are close to 615. So that's what like a very, very optimistic thing. With the $1 trillion economy, a dream, and probably the first subnational economy to achieve it, we have a very, very aggressive like an industrial policy, very, very probably one of the finest and one of the friendly ease of doing business. We have come see change basically. Probably we also take inputs and we are also open to have a blunt inputs also. Wherever there, we also do a course correction. So from the regulation, from the facilitation, now it's more of a credibility, trust-based like approvals. Most of the approvals probably in MADC also been probably out of 33, 20, all been like self-certification. With that initial remarks, I would say that state is having a very, very robust economy. Had it been a country probably before this Middle East fiasco, we were somewhere around 25th or 26th. Now because of rupee dollar, we are close to around 29th, 30th. It's the 30th largest economy of the world actually. So and we are like comparable with South Africa, comparable with Thailand, and much, much bigger than, of course, comparable with Singapore. So that way we compete with nations and we don't compete with probably our sister states because every state has to grow. So we compete globally. The policy framework, which I would say puts things in a very, very right perspective so that you become globally competitive. Not just you compare with the neighboring states, but you become a globally competitive. You are Southeast Asian nations because we have a major investor from Korea, Hyundai Motors is setting up close to $1.2 billion investment in Chakan. And they brought not just them, they brought around 25 their vendors also. The vendors cumulatively add another 5,000 crore. That's what like a trust we built through decades. If you look at what exactly the growth percentage, when we probably now in another 5 years, we will grow much faster than the country. And we aggressively, if you say industry, probably industry and services, we are growing close to around 13 to 14%. And manufacturing close to 6 to 6.5. But industry as a whole, we are close to more than 8.5 now. So with an aggressive like a target of 12 to 13%, there are certain sectors like construction, equipment, they're all going like probably electronics, they're growing probably more than 15, 16%. I'll come to that. So with 31% of the FDI, again, the state continues to attract probably 1/3 of the FDI which comes to the country. And this is also, we can also, the testimony is the current, probably this year, last year, when we like signed with the Davos, close to around 30 lakh crores of like investment intentions were signed. And out of that, probably almost more than 80% of the investment intentions are on the almost final stages. Some have taken on land, some are during the construction. So one of the highest percentage of MOU conversion probably will reach up to 90 to 92. They're sparing probably 2 or 3 projects, which will take some time to take up. Of course, they won't be dropped. Absolutely, our I would say in our experience and our like grounding the whatever investment intentions we sign is phenomenal. But with Maitri, the single window system being, I would say, armed with a statute and with automatic escalation level, with an automatic escalation level, these approvals are now very well in place, and probably in another by June 15, most of the individual departments, probably the portals will be deactivated. They will be available only for you can tracking. Probably you can have a login and you can track granularly. You can track where the application is spending. Probably it is going to be a robust system. Now we are offering 175 services. We are onboarding another 345. So you include, we are also trying to reduce number of approvals, but at the same time, we want to include almost any approvals. And we're also going to onboard separate vertical for the services. Somebody is going to start an hospital, healthcare establishment, schools, probably logistics, everything will be there. Hitherto, it was only a manufacturing. And with a statute backing it, automatically, if it's not approved, there is an one level escalation level is at probably at development commission level. That committee gives an, I would say, point blank approval across the department, including probably if we say you're not getting a load sanction from the distribution in a time, probably that committee can give that. So that is what the like very, very, I would say disruptive, like I would say ease of doing business, or I would say deregulation with the state is looking at. In another 4 to 5 months, we identified 200 odd such very, very disruptive interventions spreading across 24 sectors, 12 legacy sectors and 12 emerging sectors, like whatever like we speak on a technology. All these sectors have been identified. Initially, we are benchmarking with the states which are doing much better than us. Probably some of the parameters, some states will just do a cut paste, copy paste, don't rediscover it. Secondly, then you go beyond, like at least to begin with, go to globally, Southeast Asia, APEC, and bring in like a global benchmarking. So at least very, very modest aim is like whatever timeline is there, at least we are trying to reduce at least by 50%. So this will be also, there will be also like I would say, there is a deregulation cell at the secretariat level. Probably the chief secretary will be handling this every month to have a meeting. And so CM War Room is also being set up to the navigate the approvals, particularly for wherever we signed an MOU. We signed close to more than 500. Every project is being tracked through CRM, and they have been organically tracked and navigated. They are given like a single point of contact. So that's what the, like I would say, a facilitation we would like to continue. And if you look at the infrastructure, we are all like from Mumbai. Some people are friends are also from other states. We are going left and right for the infrastructure, with Samruddhi, with like a Trans-Harbour Link, with coastal, with metros, probably with Vadhavan. Probably more than 100 billion USD is being pumped into infrastructure, with Shaktipeeth also coming up. Either to probably the remote locations are also being exposed to the connectivity, probably to the coast, probably to the port. So you can have like, you have like a almost 3 lakh square kilometer is like our area. Now it's the entire Maharashtra is open for industrial development. If you look at the policy ecosystem, the state has come up with close to around 24 such policies. And the umbrella policy, which speaks about probably to bringing in 850 billion USD investments in another 5 years, 500 in manufacturing and industry, and 350 in services. First time in the country, the services are given a different value dispensation. The policy itself is named as like Industries, Investment and Services Policy. So we also enumerated close to 16 service sector, where also we are incentivizing from like payroll assistant to probably to EPF to like treating them also at par with industry for power and electricity tariff calculation. So this 850 billion will probably literally turn around, I would say, 2-digit growth for an industry. With services, we are fairly doing well. The policies which are like, I would say, living up to the current moment or technology, like Global Capability Center Policy 2025, AVGC XR policy, Bamboo Industry policy, then Gems and Jewelry, Maharashtra Logistic Policy, IT and ITS, State Export Promotion Policy, and Electric Vehicle Policy. These are already been rolled out. And there are other policies which are going to be in the final stage. Probably in another 2 months, we are rolling out electronic semiconductors display fab, aerospace, defense, nuclear and space technology, garment and apparel, leather, I would say footwear, I would say leather, non-leather footwear, apparel and accessories, MSME, circular economy, API, pharma, medtech and biomanufacturing. So these are the policies are going to come in another 2 months. I also found that because we have a Mangal Saab, we are also setting up a defense clusters in 3 locations, one in Nagpur and another in Nasik, third is in Ahilya So probably weaponry, navigation system, autonomous vehicle, and we also run a close to around 500 crore venture capital fund, which we also we put as an equity into the MSMEs. And similarly, for around 7 sectors, we have a roughly a modest fund of 300 into 7, 2,100 crore venture capital, which probably will investing roughly around 10 to 15 crores. So you can calculate almost around 200 to 250 companies we will be investing. So that is another area we are looking into that. And with the largest number of ordnance factories in the country in Maharashtra, and this defense corridor is been also like submitted to the government of India, and I also myself given a presentation before the honorable Raksha Mantri. Probably we should get that. This includes like not just an ammunition and park, it includes everything like total engineering, navigation, spyware, all that. Probably drones, everything. You are going to have a drone park, everything. So together, this policy all will go, definitely is going to make absolutely the state as a front runner in achieving the, I would say, country's goal. And obviously, the frontier technology innovation industry 5.0, from 4.0 to like 5.1 GCCs, they're going to change the entire roadmap. The Pune is going to have the Global Institute for Frontier Technology. Probably Niti Aayog and Government of Maharashtra will partner it. The state is also having Indian Institute of Creative Technology for creative economy, and we are also coming up with media and entertainment and arena policy. Mumbai is going to have an open arena and closed arena, probably 2 arenas, probably in another 2 to 3 years. We will be rolling out arena policy in another 15 to 20 days. I would say I'm happy to announce that after the GCC policy is announced, Pune gets leased out 30 lakh square feet, 3 million square feet only for GCC. Only for past, I would say, a month, we signed close to around 10 to 12 GCCs, like employing somewhere between 500 to 5,000. Today, we are also finalizing one. See, everybody is coming here. Pune has taken over Hyderabad and Chennai and leasing out particularly for GCC. And that's why we are like proposing a global institute for frontier technology. We are also coming up with a probably technology ready lab. So we are signed with an Canias, a Canadian, again, an Malaysian settled in Canada, to set up at least 7 verticals. That's a defense and aerospace is one thing, so that like the valley of death can be like reduced. That is one thing. And we are also signed with an INQ, it's a Maryland-based quantum computer company, and we are going to set up a quantum valley in and around Pune. And you know, Mumbai and Maharashtra accounts for close to 65% of the data center. If I say what is the number we signed and in pipeline is 20 gigawatt and 11 lakh crore, out of that 80% are being given letter of intent. 80% are being letter of intent, and Mumbai is going to have, probably Navi Mumbai is going to have 2 to 3 EHV substations of 765 and 440. Probably in another 24 months, we can handle 42, technically we can handle 80 gigawatt within Mumbai. Now it's only a 3 gigawatt. So that is what the, I would say, the volume of, I would say, business and the data centers coming up with, I would say, when the $1 trillion is going to be there, by 2029, our industrial output has to grow from, now we have a modest of 125 billion. It has to, at least, it has to double to 265 billion USD. And probably when it will be, I would say it will be like supported by $1 trillion investment, because to get a like 300 to 400 billion, you need at least $1 trillion investment. That is what the volume of business the state is going to have. If you look at all the 12 sunrise sectors, EV, semiconductors, robotics, renewables, telecom, nuclear equipment, biotech, medical devices, defense and aerospace, they're all anchoring next level of industries. With that, probably the growth outlook is growing very stronger. I would say with a projected CAGR of 13% in probably from financial year 24 to 36, which is a part of like Vacation Maharashtra, but non-manufacturing at 14% and manufacturing at 13%. It's a very, very high ambitious. So business as usual will not help. That's what like as Honorable Chief Minister is like driving the deregulation and ease of doing business. Probably you should be much comfortable in doing the business in coming period. Whereas certain sectors like electricals and electronics are going to grow at 20% and construction at 17, pharma 16, auto 16, and machinery and equipment at 13%. We are also looking at inclusive industrialization. If you look at Maharashtra, we have 36 districts, but 9 districts contribute 72% of the GDP. So we categorize these sectors, particularly these 12 districts, which are like probably they're close to national per capita, as an emerging district. So you want to like drive close to 60. And we want to create at least minimum 25 such mega projects in each district, where you will be getting incentives up to 150%, and probably power tariff is also close to around 4 to 5 rupees. So these 27 districts will attract 675 projects of minimum 500 crore and minimum 500 employment. So it look at like almost close to 2 to 3 lakh crore is going to be in that. So automatically you see logistics, agri processing, the next level of value addition, and like not like a primitive only cleaning and packing, would like probably mark protein, mark meat, all that. So it all will be happening in that. And we also like districts like Wasim is leading with chia seed, like I would say revolution. So with that remarks, I would like invite all our trusted friends. You trusted us, be with us and grow with us. Jai Hind, Jai Maharashtra.
Thank you so much, Dr. Anbalgan. Fascinating developments. Maharashtra is only surging upwards. So now, ladies and gentlemen, there are a couple of MOUs which needs to be signed, which will help India, Maharashtra, and country as a large. May I now request Dr. Singh, Director General, ICC, to kindly, grace the MOU signing podium. May I request Mr. Ha from SIPA, South Korea, to be there. Ladies and gentlemen, we are signing a bilateral general area of cooperation MOU between ICC and SEPA today. It's a historic moment, and it will only strengthen the relationship between both the countries and add to the bilateral trade value. Please welcome with a warm applause. May I kindly request both of you to exchange the MOU. Thank you so much, Mr. Ha, for doing the honors. May I now request Professor Atre to kindly grace the MOU signing podium. We are signing an MOU with Indian Institute of Technology, Mumbai today, again, for cooperation on multiple areas of technology. Please support with a warm round of applause. Historic moment, partners in progress. Professor Atre is joined by Dean of R&D, IIT Mumbai. Thank you so much. May I now request Dr. Rajiv Singh, Director General, Indian Chamber of Commerce, to propose a formal vote of thanks. Dr. Singh.
Good morning. I think we truly had a great start. I think when bureaucrats start rolling out numbers like the CEO of a global company, it's truly amazing. The kind of growth Maharashtra has shown, the kind of plans, and I was looking at Dr. Anbalgan. He had a sheet, but he had all the numbers with him, and the way he was playing with numbers. And I truly liked his one statement that we don't compete with states, we compete with countries. So I think on that note, let's give him a huge round of applause. And one thing, as a feedback, what we have heard from companies, I think the single window, what he mentioned, and the statute, but I think he truly is the single window. People go to him and things happen. So I would say Maharashtra is truly blessed to have an officer like him who is driving the industrial growth. And I'm sure you got a flavor listening to him, the kind of plans, the kind of growth, and the kind of numbers you have. Maharashtra is truly emerging it was, and it is, and it will continue to be the leading state. And that's how we are happy to have Maharashtra as also our lead partner for this WTC. The other speakers also added some very, very interesting elements to the discussions. The vision of Honorable PM and the milestones, what you heard, again, DG of DRDO, I think a very clear roadmap, the focus on deep tech, unlocking those 20 deep tech segments and having self-reliance in terms of defense, deep tech, and you already see things happening because you have seen how the wars are now being fought. I mean, the armed forces are there, but it's only drones which are flying and they are changing the whole equation. Same disruption you see in all the industrial sectors. So technology is the only way, and that is how this is our initiative to bring all the technology providers and the users and the academia on one platform so that we promote collaboration. And I think the MOU with IIT also takes us in that direction. And the director of IIT, deputy director, also spoke about the vision and the plans and keenness to collaborate with the industry and to commercialize the research which is happening. We have very active committees on more than 22 sectors. I think they'll be very happy to work with you, the RDO, of course, Defense and the Tech Committee especially would be very keen to work with you. We would also like to thank Mr. Ha and for the partnership. I think Korea is a very, very important partner for us. And with you, SIPA and ICC, I think would like to help companies on both sides to collaborate. And of course, I would say Maharashtra is one place where you should look at. And the event is also supported by states like Odisha, Tripura, and Rajasthan, few more. So with these words, I would like to thank all our esteemed guests. And just to roll out some smaller numbers, we have 800 participants attending over 2 days, more than 500 companies. We have 150 plus speakers representing leading companies of India. So you have plenty to engage and network with. So please take full advantage of this platform. Find the right people who you want to meet, network, and ICC is there to help you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Singh. Ladies and gentlemen, there are some mementos which we would like to give to our speakers, our distinguished guests. May I request Ms. Sangeeta Jain to kindly do the honors. So, may I now request the dignitaries on the dais to kindly step forward for a group photograph. Sir, this will obstruct. All well that ends well. So, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of the inaugural session of WTC. Thank you for being part of it. There will be a ribbon cutting of the various booths that are on display. May I request dignitaries to kindly join the arena. Dr. Anna Valgan will be doing the honors. Ladies and gentlemen, kindly join the ribbon cutting arena.